What's up guys, how's it going? My name is Joseph on the channel Sutansuzoku. I'm gonna put it right here. To begin this video, we have the Civic on jack stands in the garage, and today we are installing the rest of the charging system. As you can see, the alternator, and I showed you in the previous video, or maybe it's in this video, who knows. We installed the charge harness, an extension for the factory charge harness. And now we've got a Big 3 install kit from Sky High Car Audio. Comes with terminals and heat shrink. Comes with 2 ground cables and 1 positive cable. Well, they're all copper, but one's just colored differently than the other. So we're going to have power cable, which goes from the alternator to the battery. That's the 0 gauge. It's going to go all across the engine bay. Then we're going to have the alternator to ground. Then we're going to have an engine to ground. That's going to be our Big 3. And we're going to go ahead and get started and set that up today. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to route these. So I don't have my heat gun on me right now, but I'm just use my flashlight to shrink this heat shrink. Alright, check it. See? The gaps are now filled. Alright, so quick update. I've ran the Big 3 cable, the charging cable, all the way from the bottom. You can see here, connected to that positive terminal, all the way up, 0 gauge, all the way into the power positive terminal of my battery right here. So we've got so much wire, it's like a jungle, but going into this positive block. Well, we've got it all hooked up, so we know it's good. Now I have to connect the remaining ground wires. One from the engine to the chassis, and one from the alternator to the chassis. Let's do it. Alright, so I just found a good spot for our ground. It's going to go from the positive terminal underneath the headlight. Through here, which is underneath the headlight, and down here. These already have threads in them, so why not just clean this area and make it into the new ground spot, right on the chassis. Easy. This ground goes underneath the headlight, up here, and into the negative terminal block right there, you can see. And this is the original ground to chassis, which is right over there. So basically I got 2 major ground points. The main ground point and then the chassis ground point. Some thick 0 gauge wire. Hello, we are back. Now, back to the grounding wire for the 0 gauge install. Big 3. Fresh. So now that we've got that ground point wire brushed up, we're gonna ground the engine right here. So we got right here our engine block, our cylinder head engine to chassis ground, which I did hit with the wire brush. That is on there. That's pretty on there. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to put some heat shrink. So with that, that completes the big three. So recap, engine to chassis ground, like another one of these ones here. Then we've got the alternator to this green wire to the battery. And then we also have an extra battery 0 gauge that goes underneath the car. Now we just need to put the exhaust back on and we should be set. Alright, so I'm going to take my eye protection, put them on like Chris Fix, glove protection, and arm protection. No! Okay, I messed up. There we go. From what you guys just saw in the previous clip to now, all those sparkly bits, those are fibers from fiberglass. They can get pretty nasty. Now, this is my first time doing this job, so it's not the best. You can see that it's fraying right there and it's exposed and it's going to be seen from the top and it looks kind of nasty, and it's also fraying right here. Whereas like this one, this looks like really nice and uniform. But over here, it's like fraying and stuff like that. So for my first time, I don't think it's that bad. And you know, it looks kind of cool. So this header is ready to go in.
But I'm not done yet. Call right now and I'll...
So I'm going to be putting a new radiator into the Civic. The current one in there. Just get this one out real quick. Current one in there is just way too thick and it's pushing the bumper out, so I'm going back to a plastic aluminum combo. So I'll be putting that in the Civic, and I also have here your replacement AC line, hose clamps, boolant. We got work to do. See, this is the Megan Racing radiator I've had since 2018, back when I blew my head gasket. Thought it was a radiator, but look, this is super thick and the other one's like a lot thinner, so it won't be pushing my bumper out and fitting unevenly. As much as I hate to see it go, I love the reliability of this. Sealed, no plastic crimped aluminum radiator. It's just one full aluminum piece. I'm going to go back to that one just for fitment issues, and hopefully nothing bad happens. And if No! 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 Oh, it's everywhere right now, dude. Oh! Draining coolant is always a disaster. Always! Two. Got what I got for an expansion tank, homies. Now it's actually easier to see the big three install on the alternator, so. Oh, it's a little covered in coolant, but that's okay. Positive terminals right there. Barely not making contact with the AC compressor. Our radiator is out. Oh crap, I just spilled a bunch of boolant on the floor. Transfer time. Now it's time for this radiator to go in. Okay, so we've got the radiator in. I had to struggle with a bit to get these mounting tabs secured over there and over there. But the firm radiator does not move now, so that's good. Very good. Anyway, excuse me. That tube is now on. Time to put the condenser in. This is an up close of the connector of the condenser and the bolt. I'm just gonna use this 10mm wrench to tighten it. Ah! Alright, so we've got the entire AC system connected. Those two connections for the compressor to the condenser. One here, one down here, all tightened up. We've got the condenser mounted on the car, not moving anywhere. We've got the radiator mounted on the car, not going anywhere, with the expansion tank and both OEM fans. Got the big 3 power cable zip tied to the fan shroud, and we've got the alternator wired up. It's looking pretty good, guys. All we gotta do is put the header back on and reattach the exhaust, run our final big 3 cable from here all the way to the trunk for the amplifier, and we're gonna be schlapping. Oh, well, we also have to fill up coolant and put the cap on, so yeah. Alright, so now we're gonna put the headers in. Oh, please don't tighten until you're bottomed out. Yep, that's a good one right there too. Alright, so an exhaust header is mounted. Exhaust pipe to the catalytic converter is also mounted as well, secured with nuts and bolts on the hanger over there. Yeah, so exhaust system is completely assembled. O2 sensors are plugged in, I mean. Those 3 bolts that connect the cat back to the cat pipe are connected. And the bolts that connect the cat pipe to the headers are connected as well. So we've got ourselves a fully assembled vehicle. Now we just need to fill it up with coolant here and put the cap on. So there we have it. Car is back on the ground. I guess we could have a startup. Yeah, let's start it. So, car's on the floor. I'm about to fire it up. There's no coolant, but I just want to hear how it sounds with the newly re-threaded, re-tapped exhaust manifold header, as well as the catalytic converter. Should be like a lot quieter with no exhaust leak. Scared. got power. We got power. I'm gonna start her up. Hopefully nothing funky happens. Why is it really loud and charging super high voltage? Alright, I'm just gonna turn it off here. I'm kind of scared. My head unit's still working. Oh, it's still working. We got 12.9 volts on the charge. Why is it squealing like that? Does the belt not want to turn? Ooh, why is it so hot? The pulley is super hot.